Okay, everybody, I'm going to try to roll through this quickly. My phone is definitely low on storage and probably a little bit low on battery as well for this. So, good chance that this gets cut off, but we'll see if we get anywhere. This is week 2 of block number 6. We have post fatigue. This is my lower body 2 day. So, we got hinging pattern as our main movements. Playing around with a movement that I don't use very often, if ever. And we'll see how it goes. Week 1 was very light. Wasn't sore from it at all. But then again, I wasn't really sore from any of my prior week 2 days either. So I did do a big 5.5 mile, 1,500 foot trail run yesterday. So recovery this morning was not as good as it usually is after a day off from strength training. But and legs were a little bit heavy, but my recovery wasn't poor either. So I'm expecting to have a good session today, but we'll just kind of have to play and see how it goes. I am on the last week of a cut. Um, this is week 8 of 8 of trying to lose 8 pounds in 8 weeks. I did not lose 8 pounds in 8 weeks, but my calories, my macros are very low. So protein actually stays the same as it was 7 weeks ago. But fat, I'm eating 3 meals a day. Fat is down to about 15 grams per meal. So 45 grams in total. And then depending on training, non-training day, and which meal, I think my carbohydrates are right around 105 to 130 grams a day. And my protein stays at about 60 to 65 grams a meal, right about 1 gram per pound of body weight. So I am hungry, underfed, a little hangry as well. But we will persevere through. Next week, we'll start another 16-week gain phase. I won't be afraid to cut that short if I feel like I'm getting a little bit too fat, but I will do a little body comp here next week and kind of see where I am at. Bye. All right, mobility work. So I am going to a lot harder cuts in this one, trying to conserve some battery life and storage on the phone. It's going to be a lot more stopping and starting. Maybe that makes my editing easier later, and I go to that more consistently, but be a little bit more work on my part during the session, a little bit more intrusive into the session. And hit some lift offs here. So the passive range lift-offs there, I went bilateral, both legs. So probably not as strong of a signal as going unilateral like I did on my lower body one day in that bear seat position. But I feel like the lift-offs in that frog position that I was just in are a little bit easier. I feel a little bit more contraction probably because maybe I have less mobility. Plus, like I said earlier, short on battery life, short on memory life. So let's go ahead and get through it. I gotta do my wellness questionnaire here as well. It will be 7 hours of sleep, probably a 2 on fatigue, maybe a 2 on sleep quality, probably a 3 on stress, probably a 3 on soreness, and a 3 on mood. So I am just a little bit under recovered here. All right, so worried about my memory on my phone for recording. I don't want to stop and put my heart rate monitor on, do my wellness questionnaire, and all that stuff. We'll waste that time in my next cut. Okay, 2 sets there. I'm going to fill that stuff out, put the heart rate monitor on. We got plyos next. All right, so I've got a horizontal hump here. A hump, single leg, to a bilateral, a jump landing. So working on some single leg power development here and really trying to get out far with this because I'm landing on 2 feet. Okay, there's set 1. 30 seconds here. We'll hit set 2. And one more. All right, plyo's done. Let's get into it. Okay, so I got some snatch grip deficit deadlift here, paired up with, so again, protocols post fatigue, so paired up with a seated dumbbell good morning. Snatch grip deficit deadlift, focusing on range, range, and range. As much range of motion as you can. You don't get a deadlift with much more range than that one. I got 240 pounds of the bar. We got 8 reps there. And then coming over here, seated dumbbell good morning. Exercise I've done once before in a decade plus of training. So still getting a feel for it. I'm using about 20% of the weight that I've got on the deadlift there over here. So we're looking at 25 pounds on each dumbbell, 50 pounds in total, 8 reps on that one. We'll take a 90-second rest. Got 4 sets. Here we go, right into it. No rest here into the post fatigue. Pretty good set 1. Nothing too hard. Got heart rate up a little bit, but that's the goal. We are working out. From a setup perspective, I have to turn the bench, move I've got this storage rack up here. So having to move the barbell over so I can stand on my 2 DC blocks so I don't hit my head when I stand all the way up. A little bit claustrophobic in here with the rack. I'm gonna flip around the next set, see how that goes. Here we go, set 2. All right, so my phone is quickly running out of storage. Trying to get as much footage here of this workout as I can, so I don't got to redo it next week. This is set number 3. Too much rest for sure there in between sets, dealing with the fucking camera, but here we are. Good angle here of spinal position on my good mornings, if the camera's even filming. Okay, here we go. Last set. All right, last set of the good morning. Okay, so I got 1 1/4 Cambered Bar Squats. This is probably the last thing I filmed today. 8 reps, 4 sets. Struggling with the iPhone storage. So after this, I got some tib bar raises, some core work. But that is it. Let's jump into it before the phone storage goes.